We are back. Welcome back to another episode video on the ONJ platform. I'm your co-host Jeremiah.
I'm your co-host Orlando.
Hope everyone's having a good day, a good night. Tonight, the game of the night.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, share this with your mom, your dad, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, your great grandma.
Everybody, everybody, everybody. You know what I mean? But yeah, all that good stuff. Um, like all our shorts too. We just posted some shorts today too, so I'll be on
Yes,
the
sir.
lookout for those as well. But the game of the night, San Antonio Spurs versus the Detroit Pistons. San Antonio goes into enemy territory and gets the win, 114 to 103. Uh, as always, who's your player of the game? Who you got?
Player of the game, Devin Vassell. I think Vassell just played an amazing game, and I think he was kind of like the key factor on why the Spurs were won. And not just one, but at the beginning of the game when they were like going back and forth, and it was a close game. I think Vassell's offense kind of propelled the Spurs to. That's a nice shirt you got on. That's a really nice shirt. I like that shirt. You should wear
Thanks,
that
brother.
shirt more often. Um,
More often, it's crazy.
anyway, but yeah, Devin Vassell, he was 10 of 14 from field goal percentage, 7 of 11 from three. Those three-pointers were critical to helping the Spurs win. Especially in the first half. I know a lot of times during the game, when you kind of take their trio of like Wemby, Fox, and Cassell out of the game, you're kind of looking at who's that offense going to come from. And I think Vassell took that step forward and kind of created that offense.
Agree. He did have a great game. Uh, started the game off pretty strong too. Like what started the game like made like three threes in a row. You
Yeah.
know, there were a couple possessions where Cade was like asleep, on him. Maybe he wasn't really that much a part of the scouting report, but I mean he hit his shots definitely when they needed. I'm gonna go a little different though. Just because I think this player not only he may have not have started the game offensively like Vassell, but I think overall, in terms of neutralizing the other team's best player, Stephon Castle. He had Cade Cunningham in a straitjacket. I mean, there. I'm sure he felt. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I mean, you saw it with me, but like, I don't know. I mean, it seemed like he was on him most of the game, right? Like, if I'm not, he was like the main defender for him. So that was that was like an impressive just to see him kind of completely neutralize him. I mean, he held Cade to 5 of 26 from the field. All right. 5 of 26 from the field. And then also being able to add in 16 points, and 11 assists as well. So, being able to run the team while also, locking down the other team's best player. I think you gotta give him some credit as well. Just that was a tremendous performance from him. I mean, the Spurs, they definitely, definitely got a gem in him.
And with that, he was locking Cade down. And I think he kind of got into Cade to the point where you would see Cade. Cade had 5 fouls. And I think from all the Pistons games I've seen, Cade being in foul trouble like that, it's not something you see very often. Um, and I think that kind of had to do with the physicality of the game of Castle's getting on you. He's on top of you. He's playing physical. He's disrupting your flow of play, and I think that transitions from Cade not even being able to fully be himself on offense. So now he goes on defense a little stressed, which kind of leads to him making terrible decisions on the defensive end that led him to getting those 5 fouls. Thankfully, he didn't foul out. I think was
Right.
it the third, beginning of the third, he was at 4 fouls,
Yeah,
and
that was surprising too.
yeah, and they kept him in the game, which that was
Right.
the most surprising part. They didn't take him out right away. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Definitely not used to seeing him in that type of foul trouble. But I mean, Spurs though they stepped up, right? You know, you're pretty arguably, I don't know, arguably you could say second best player. You know what I mean? De'Aaron Fox, second, first. I mean, if you want to put between him and Wemby, who's better, that's up to you. But, one of your top two players, is 4 of 17, so he's not really bringing it offensively, right? But it's a team effort, right? Like you mentioned Vassell, 28 points, 10 of 14 from the field, right? I'm Stephon Castle, a double double, right? Even Wemby as well, right? Like 20 may not as be as efficient as you wanted to be, but 21 points, 17 rebounds. Like so it was a definitely a complete team effort. And even Champagne, I don't know if that's how you say his name, but Champagne, like even he
campaign.
had Champagne. uh, Champagne IE, okay? Champagne IE, like he even had like he even had 17 points as well. And I mean, and I also like the look of him, what I mean, in the starting lineup over Harrison Barnes. Like he's only Champagne, he's only 24 years old. So I guess, the Spurs opted to go a little bit younger, you know what I mean? And I mean he pretty much does all the glue guy stuff, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't really need the ball. He's pretty much a 3-and-D guy, plays good team defense. I saw him make some good plays. Like it seems like he has good defensive IQ, you know what I mean, as well. So Spurs, their starting five is they're
Nasty.
they're uh, they're pretty good, and it's interesting too, right? Because like you heard the announcer say, like they I guess they were bringing up how some people think like they're above schedule, right? In terms of, I guess, the whole rebuild, things like that. But I mean, judging by how they look today, and I mean, even their record, right, 41-16. I mean, they seem like they're ready. I mean, to be a Western Conference, I mean, contender.
And with that, you look at the play of the Spurs, and I remember they were talking about how like these were two tough defensive teams, but they're defensive in two different areas. The Pistons are the best defensive team because they're physically defensively. Like they will body you. They will hard foul you completely. And you can see that kind of got to Wemby in the first half where Duren was bodying him a lot and that
Well,
physicality kind of got to him. But
yeah.
also the Spurs have on the Spurs side, their defense comes more of, being able to block shots.
Mm-hmm.
They had 11 block shots. When you have Wemby down there,
Sheesh.
um, you had Cassell just that block that he brought on Cade. They just go crazy. But they also have this. They play the Spurs way, which is they're very good at passing the ball around. Where it's always like there's not just one star. Like yeah, you're gonna say like Wemby might be the star of the Spurs, but you walk into the Spurs and if Wemby's not doing good, Fox could step up, Casa could step up, Vassell could step up like he did today. And it just goes along with that movement and that just team mentality that they're a team, an unselfish team. It's not this is a star player, it's we're a team, we're gonna win together. And you can kind of see that when, like I mentioned, Wemby was struggling a lot at the beginning, just getting bodied, but he was able to
Yeah.
pull through in the second half just because of that team mentality and helping others get into it.
Yeah, for sure. And you could see like early on that was an emphasis, right? Like I know, like even in the first quarter, like you could even point to the Cade foul, right? Like I think it was like early too, maybe like 10 minutes into the it was like around the 10-minute mark of the first quarter, maybe, or 9-minute mark of the first quarter. I guess there when he's trying to set a screen, Cade just I mean, gives him a little shoulder bump, like a little, what I mean, like just to kind of set the tone, you know what I mean? But I think also what kind of hurt Pistons also was just even what kind of may have messed up the physicality point is, your all-star center, gets into foul trouble, right? Jalen Duren I think what was it? What do you have? Two? Was it two or three fouls? It was two fouls, I believe, right? Yeah, I think he had.
Duren, you said?
Yeah, Duren. Yeah, he had two fouls. So yeah, he had two fouls with 6 minutes left in the first quarter, right? So he picks up two fouls in 6 minutes. Pretty much has to sit the rest of the 6 minutes of the first quarter, and then maybe what, maybe 6 minutes of the second quarter. So your all star center is out 12 minutes. You know what I mean? And he's pretty much one of your more physical enforcer guys, on left on the roster. I mean, you really don't have essentially don't have a backup center. You know what I mean? I guess Paul Reed essentially is your backup center, right? You know what I mean? And he's not built the same as, Duren is, right? So I think that definitely hurt them a little bit as well. Just not having that physical presence, of Duren on the floor. That definitely hurt them a bit. But I mean, Spurs, like you said, though, I agree. I love that you brought it up. Like their ball movement with such talented players, uh, and such a young group of guys. I mean, this is like you love to see this type of play, especially, your best player is also young, right? I mean, well, arguably your best player, is also young. Like with De'Aaron Fox, he's 28 years old, right? And then Wemby, Vassell, Castle, they're all way younger than Fox, right? You know what I mean? Like probably five years or more younger than him, right? So as an organization, you gotta feel good about the squad, and I mean, they definitely play well together, and it's not no, it doesn't seem like it's no ego ball, like you said, just the Spurs way. Like they all play the right way.
Yeah, it's always the Spurs way. And I
Yeah.
think they've just did great. And then
Oh.
on the Pistons side for today, I think something today was very obvious for the Pistons, and it's something I kind of wanted them to kind of fix at the trade deadline, but I don't think
Hmm.
they was able to fix. And it's getting that secondary score for them. Because if you take Cade out, it's kind of hard for them to make offense. They don't have somebody like Cade where you give that person the ball and he's gonna get you a bucket. And I think Cade, the Spurs did good at neutralizing Cade, where then the Pistons didn't have that other person they could go to, in my opinion. They have guys like they got Kevin Herter at the trade deadline. I didn't like that pickup because I feel like Kevin Herter is just a one of Duncan Robinson. So I don't think
Fair,
they got better.
fair.
And I don't. What they really needed was somebody that you could give the ball and he'll get me a bucket. Cade can't get me a bucket right now. I'm gonna give it to him. He's gonna get me a bucket. I just don't see that they have that right now.
Yeah, I mean they do have some guys. I mean, I feel like Levert kind of describes that a little bit, in terms of, a bucket getter. But I guess, but maybe you're going for more of a consistent, like somebody that's gonna, you could count on it every night. You know what I
Every
mean?
night, yeah. So,
Uh,
I agree with you. They do have bucket getters like Levert. I don't think they're like the consistent. You could always rely on them like Cade. Cade will always be your number one. I don't think the
agree,
Pistons have a. You're always gonna be my number two in terms of like you could get a bucket yourself. Duren, yeah,
agree,
Duren's the number two, but Duren's not a. I'm gonna give you the ball, you get a bucket.
agree.
They need a pure number two, which I don't think they have. It's
Yeah, I think
always
that could
switching.
definitely be something that holds them back. Um, I mean, we all know like Tobias Harris, he's definitely a capable scorer. You know what I mean? But I mean, he was 1 for 6, and he played a lot of minutes, what, like 30 minutes today, right? So I mean, uh, you definitely want to see some more offensive production from your other guys. But yeah, that's a great point. And I mean, I wonder if Ivy like would have been a great position for that, right? Like I wonder if you just if you literally just describe Jaden Ivey, because I mean, he's a scorer. You know what I mean? And he's somebody that to shot create. Now he was working his way back from injury, so I mean maybe the Pistons didn't have time or didn't see maybe the long term benefit. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tricky one because I don't. Well, he looked good pre-injury. I think post-injury, I don't think he wasn't himself like he was post. I mean pre-injury.
Right.
So it's interesting to see if maybe because he's on the Bulls and the Bulls have like 15 guards on their roster, so it's kind of hard to see if he's gonna be able to
Yeah.
get to that form with the other 15 guards you have to fight with over there. So
No. I mean, I don't know though. I mean, it's tough, you know. And I mean, also though, what makes it tough too as well. I mean, you got Duncan Robinson shooting 15 shots as well. You know what I mean, and making only five of them. So that's like that's 10 shots. I mean, he missed 10 shots, so that's 10 shots that could have gone to somebody else. You know what I mean? As well. So you also got to think about that too, like players, not really hitting their players having off nights, you know? Ron Holland, he took 13 shots, right? Only made five. You know, Tobias Harris, he took six shots, only made one of them, right? So I mean, I think you just also got to incorporate off nights. I don't think these guys are going to be expected to have off nights. But to your point, though, I don't know if these are guys that you want taking these high amounts of shot attempts. You know what I mean? And this is a game where Cade had 26 shot attempts alone. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with you on that. They definitely could use some more offensive firepower. Now, I mean, trade deadline's over, obviously, but do you think they need just another score, or do you think what's needed is a backcourt mate for Cade? If that makes
or
sense, like if that question makes sense.
the score, just get me a score.
Just get another. This is a
Just
guy
get
that can put the ball in the basket,
wherever it comes from. The shooting guard, the
and
small forward, the power forward, wherever.
you don't think they have that on their roster right now?
Your your bucket getter. No, outside the kid. And when I think of pure bucket getter, right? The person that comes up to me because a lot of people when I was on Twitter, a lot of people kind of suggested this idea, and I really kind of fell in love with it. Was the idea of during the trade deadline, if they could have gotten a Michael Porter Jr.
Ooh,
Just your bucket getter is what you need. You got your defense. The whole identity of this team is defense. Get you just a pure bucket getter is what you need right now. That could get you past that hump if Cade isn't, as efficient as he usually is.
yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I think they definitely could have used that tonight. But I don't know. I feel like also I think it was just a lot of bad shooting nights too. I mean, they had to come back, and especially with I mean, you only lose by 11, and your top guy misses 21 shots. You know what I mean? Like your max player misses 21 shots.
Oh, great.
That's if that's just that's you lose by 11 and he leaves just 2 pointers alone. He leaves 42 points on the floor, right? And you only need him to make like 12 of those, right? To win this game, barring everything else stays the same, So I do agree, but I feel like they have enough. I feel like the Pistons have enough. I mean, they're not number one in the East for no reason. You know what I
Can
mean?
you
Like they're
really? My bad for cutting you off, but can you
not you
really
good.
put it? Can you really put it off to bad shooting when the Spurs did so good defensively? And that's where I'm thinking. I'm thinking of the fact that when a team will attack Kate on defense because they know that's your offense, where you're gonna go to. Like he could have bad shooting nights, but there's a difference between bad shooting nights and a team who's gonna attack you on defense because they know you're the offense of this team. And I think that's what happened tonight, where they attacked him because he is the offense of this team, where he couldn't get any of the shots in because of the defense.
Yeah, no, I agree. They definitely made it tough on him, for sure, especially Castle. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is the team, to the playoffs, and they're one seed as well. So I don't know. The way you talking got me worried that you don't think they're gonna make it out the first round. Jeez.
No, I like the Pistons. Don't get me wrong. I really like the Pistons. I really like the Pistons. They're really fun to watch. You know, I like my defensive teams, so I
Yeah.
like the Pistons.
Oh
I just
man.
think them getting the secondary pure bucket getter will push them all the way to the top.
And also, I think Stewart. I think they were missing Stewart tonight as well, right? Because I think this is a great game.
Yeah, a little boom boom.
I think like this is the perfect game for Stewart just because you kind of just with how Cade and Duren were kind of defending Wemby early on, you kind of see that this is a game where the coaching staff had a couple murmurs like, okay, let's put some hands on Wemby, right? Like let's just make him feel us, you know what I mean? Pause, but like
During
you know,
During got that technical. You remember that they were he what was it? Cade pushed Cassell
oh
down,
yeah 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 yeah
and then who was it? Was it Johnson that came and pushed him? And then Duran just
yeah
got on his face real quick. I was like, Duran, let's not get suspended again, my God. Like the Pistons cannot afford this right now.
no. But I think this would have been like that type of a great game to have Stewart because I mean, especially you have Duren with foul trouble out, like I said, half of the first quarter, half of the second quarter. I mean, to have somebody like Stewart who's definitely physical enough to compete with somebody like Wemby as well. I mean, Paul Reed did what he could, but like I mean, I think Stewart he's definitely built to deal with centers. You know what I mean? So I mean, he definitely would have been good to have for this game as well, just from a physicality standpoint as well. But
Yeah,
I mean, Pistons are still, they're still comfortable. They're still 5 games above Boston for that number one spot. You know what I mean? So they're still sitting comfortable on top of the East.
don't
And
get
then
too
also,
comfortable.
yeah,
Never be too comfortable in the NBA.
especially especially you hear these Tatum rumors are getting louder and louder. So it's like I don't know. And then the Spurs, they're coming for OKC. I mean, they're 3 games, only 3 games behind. So a lot can happen over there on the West as well. But how do you feel about the Tatum news? I mean, we kind of talked about it like just sit out, but I mean, it seems they're posting pictures of him practicing, dunking, in the legit practice.
My point still stands.
What'd you think of Missoula's like response to the reporter? Just a blank stare. Like,
He gives some of the best interview responses. I always watch that video. Uh, they asked him. They was like, there was something about Brown. Brown was hurt, and he was like, "Did you talk to Brown?" And he was like, "Yeah, I see him all the time." And he was like, "Did you guys talk?" "Yeah, yeah, we talked." Did he mention anything about his injury and he's coming or if he's coming back? I don't know. He mumbled something. I mumbled something. We kept it pushing. I don't know what he said.
I love that. I love that.
The best
Oh
answer.
man, it is. It's literally the best answer. It's the best answer. But I mean, just what are your thoughts though? I mean, it. I guess I mean in a basketball from a basketball standpoint, I guess I am excited to see Tatum, back. You can clearly see that they're missing their best player, but I mean, I guess it seems worth it. I don't know. I mean, but hey, like I guess what you can play, right? I mean, you know,
Yeah, if they make it
uh,
to the final, come back.
now you said if they make it to the finals, you should
If they
come back.
make it to the finals, they can come
Okay,
back.
okay. You know what the competition level in the finals is gonna be for somebody who hasn't played a single NBA game.
Okay, okay. Eastern final.
It's just so fun. But nah, I mean, I agree with all your points though. We definitely would love to see Detroit have another consistent, shot creator, along with Cade. Um, see it, or we'll see if any consistency develops when somebody else in the rotation, right? Maybe somebody else will step up to the plate. and take on that role, like you said. Uh, but this
I
was a great
do
win from the Spurs. Oh, what happened?
I do want to give a quick shout out to Ron Holland just because his energy this game was off the chart. Like he was giving it his all on offense, he was giving it his all on defense. And he was really putting his body out there on the line for the team. So I think I kind of end this episode well, getting him a shout out to him for all that energy that he brought to the Pistons.
Yeah, he came in and changed the game for sure. Um, he definitely brought some juice to that lineup. As soon as he came in, like anyway, he had some steals. I know he had a couple of like I know he had a layup and then he came down, had an and one layup. Like that's just energy that just feeds, and especially being at home, like players like that could just, what I mean, ignite the crowd a little bit. But but no, he's definitely somebody you gotta have on your team. I think Castle, I mean, just to talk about Spurs a little bit, I think Castle is like one of those guys as well. Like I mentioned with Schroeder. Now he hasn't been in the league as long, so time will tell. You know what I mean? Like how I said with Schroeder, how like you could just plug in Schroeder, you know what I mean, wherever, and he won't be a problem. Like Castle, it just seems like it's not really high maintenance. Like he doesn't really need too much. You don't really need to run plays for him or anything like that. Seems like he's just a great basketball player. Like he just knows how to play basketball the right way. You know what I mean? And that's great to see. I wonder, like, because it seems like he's been that way even since high school. Like, like it doesn't really seem like kind of with Cade, in terms of skill set. Like, it seems like he's always just played the right way, kind of, and just played his game. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't really go try to do too much. Just kind of just knows what he's good at, and he kind of sticks with that. But the Spurs are a scary team. Like they really are scary. Um, you know, you've four of your four of your five, starting lineup is probably under 25. Um, like and these are guys that like contribute. So that's a scary. I don't know if anybody, you know, barring they all stay healthy, of course, we hope that like come playoffs, I don't know if anybody wants to match up with them in a 7 game series.
Yeah, they got so much versatility on that team that's gonna be very hard to game plan for them.
No, for sure. Sure. But yeah, got anything else?
Nope.
Yeah, great game. Great win from the Spurs, in Detroit Pistons. In the Detroit Pistons arena, in front of uh, you know, uh Jalen Rose and Mr. Jets Pizza Turbo Bread himself, Sada Baby. You know what I mean? But nah, great win from that squad, and yeah, we'll see how they fare out in the stands
Yes,
for
sir.
sure. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Turn on all post notifications. Uh, follow us on all our social medias, which will be down below in the description. And catch you in the next video. Be out.